Morning everyone. Bit of a cloudy day today. Just everywhere. And it's not very hot either. Go and have a look. It's probably only, I reckon, about 15. Yeah, 15, 16. Yep. Dogs have just been to the dog park, so give them a bit of a wash when they come back because they get pretty dirty there, and they'll conk out in a minute. So I'm sick of seeing this thing around, so I'm going to do it today. I've got all the parts. I've had all the parts for ages. I'm currently just uploading part 1 of this water feature. I was going to do it all in one video, but it's just going to be way too big a video. So it's already at 23 minutes and I haven't even done anything yet. So that video is uploading right now. And then to be honest though, I've had that video, the video that's uploading now was it's been done for probably 2 months. It's just been sitting there. I just haven't had the time or the energy kind of to get on with this. But so what I've got so far is I've got the pipe work ready for the water, so that's ready to go. And then I've got this, I found this steel. I've had it down the side of the house there for a while. I think it was leftover from when we built the house, and so I kept it. I've used it on a few other things, but that'd be handy. I might just cut bits and pieces of it to actually go in the concrete. So my thinking was pour half the concrete and then set your water pipe on it where it needs to be, and then I'm going to cut some of this steel up and bend it into 90s, probably only 4, so that way it goes around the corner just to strengthen, just so you don't get a crack around here. And then I'll just chop some other bits up as well to make it go down as well, and just make it nice and strong in the middle. So that should be good. That should just give it enough strength just to be able to handle it and chuck it over in the corner there. Yeah. And I've got the these things. I've got the plastic disposable shot glasses, so they're going to go in here like that. 3 of them, and they're going to be the cutouts, and then there's going to be a wire coming through, and I've got a LED G4 I think they are LED G4 globes, 12 volt. So I've got 3 watt and 6 watt, so I'm going to use the 3 watts are pretty bright. I've got them in the house, so I'm going to use the 3 watts in here because there's going to be 3 of them so close to each other. And then I'm going to use the 6 watts I'm going to use for the garden lights that are going to go all through the garden here. And we were talking about it last night actually. The garden lights are actually going to make out of big railroad sleepers now. So not entirely sure. Still going to have a lid on it so that the light doesn't get wet. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure the design, but that'll be a different video, so I won't waste too much time in this video thinking about it. But yeah, so 3 of them, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 7 left over. So I don't know if I'm going to use these because they were going to be concrete for the garden lights, but now they're going to be wood with a steel or galvanized iron top. Somehow I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but yeah, so I might not need them anymore. But anyway, I'm gonna get to cutting this steel now, just with the angle grinder. Probably 4 bits, like I said, and then I'll put a 90 on them, so each corner's got at least 1, and then a couple straight bits just to chuck. Probably 4 straight bits as well, just to chuck in the mould. And then I'm gonna get to drilling the holes for the water. So 1 on that side, 1 on the bottom for the water to come through, and then another 3 in there for these lights. So I'll flick it back on when that happens. Okay, so I've drilled the holes for the water, both sides, so they're ready to go. And I'm just trying to figure out what size I want for the lights, and I think I've come up with probably that size because I don't want the hole to be that big. So I'm thinking it'll pop out a little bit more than halfway, and then that's the globe I got. Doesn't say what type it is, but I'm pretty sure it was a G4, and so that'll be something, it's a bit hard to explain, but that's going to be flush with the concrete, and then this is going to be the void in the concrete. So because I want the light just to stick out a little bit, but I can adjust it because it's only going to be on a wire, so you just have to pull the wire and then just epoxy it down or something. So I think that'll be cool, something like that. So I'll try the one hole and see how we go. If it's got to go bigger, it's got to go bigger. Definitely doesn't have to go smaller, because otherwise it's not going to be enough out. So we'll try that. Okay, I've got everything cut. Everything's corked. I've got the little cups in that are going to make the mould for the globe to go. I've cut 4 of them. So I've got one on each corner. These two actually overlap a little bit, so that's cool for there. And then I've just got a straight bit for the longer sides, so that'll go in the concrete. Everything's all down nicely. I've caulked around the edges, caulked the sides, caulked these both sides. Probably need to caulk one side, but anyway. So everything's ready to go. So I'm gonna mix the concrete up now. I've got this stuff. It's a high strength. I don't know if it's got rocks in it, I'm not too sure. Either way, doesn't matter. Yeah, so that should be, I think I'm up to that stage now. I'm going to mix it in that, just probably half a bag or so, or a bag at a time, not too sure yet. And if I need more than 3 bags, I'm going to have to go down to Bunnings and do it pretty quickly, and then get back here and mix it and chuck it in. So I just didn't want to buy too much and then have it hanging around. So we'll see how we go, but I won't film it because it's gonna be some swear words, I think. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, that was a bit of a disaster and a bit of a rush, that. So number one, I forgot the wires for the lights. They're in there now. Luckily, I just seen it as I was pouring the concrete. Yeah, so that was lucky. It's probably been about an hour since I last. So I mixed up the 3 bags. So I just moved a bit of. I did it 1 bag at a time, poured them in, realised there wasn't going to be enough concrete, and then realised I forgot the wires. So the wire's in now. All I've done is just piggybacked them off. So the one main lead comes up and in there, and then I just stripped it back a couple times and put like an offshoot for these two, the middle and the end light. So that's hopefully that saved that. I soldered it all and then wrapped it all up. So, and then it's just in the concrete, and then that little tail just sticking out the back there, that'll be ready to connect. Yeah, so I ran out of concrete. 3 bags got me 2. So filled up all that, not quite high enough, and then got to me about there, and I still had that bottom bit to go. A little bit overflowed into the bottom, so I went back. I was going to get 3, and I thought, nah, 2 bags is enough. Wasn't quite enough. You can see there it's still a bit not up to the level, but that's thick enough. Anyway, so everything's under. I've got all the steel in there, the wires in, and the plumbing, and the plumbing for the water's in. And lucky I had enough. I had about half a bag left over, not the same stuff, but it was good enough. It was in a purple bag, I can't remember what it was, but it didn't have any aggregate in it. Alfie, no licking. So that was just enough to get it up to that level and nice and level all over. But yeah, another bag would have been perfect, but I don't think it's necessary. It's thick enough. That's probably about 130 mil thick now anyway. That wood's 150, and it's just short of that. So I've gone around and vibrated it with my little the multi-tool. So that's that done. Probably give it another shake a bit later. I'll just let all this. It's fairly watery. I didn't mix it up like that, but it's just all the water's come up. So yeah, I didn't mix it that watery. It's more of a Play-Doh, a little bit more runny than a Play-Doh consistency, but all the water's just come up now because it's sitting around and I've vibrated it. So we'll just let it sit like that. I'm probably going to let it sit for like 4 or 5 days. Oh, and I sprayed the I don't know if that's going to work, but that's all I had. Canola oil spray for cooking. I sprayed everywhere, so hopefully it releases nice and without cracking the concrete. So that's going to be the next issue. And if that fails, I think I'm just going to go and buy a water feature, because I'm not making another one, because I'm going to need more wood, plus 5, 6, probably 6 bags of concrete. So yeah, the wood's probably more expensive than the concrete, but yeah, if it fails, I'm just going to go and buy a water feature. It shouldn't. It's high strength concrete too, and it's that stuff with the rock in it, so it should be fine. Should be able to reef on it, plus the steel's in there. So yeah, it should be fine. So, but yeah, I'm going to give it 5 days before I knock that off. That's just going to sit there now because I can't move it, and I didn't even check, but luckily I can just close the door on my shed, just misses the corner, so that was pretty lucky. Because yeah, that's not moving now. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that, and that's probably going to be it for today, I think, because yeah, not much more else I can do. I can dig the hole, but the missus said she wanted to give me a hand with that because she's got some plants to move and she doesn't want me to kill them. So that'll probably have to wait till the weekend anyway, which is perfect time for this to probably come out of the mould. Yeah, so we'll just leave it. She can move her plants over the weekend, then I'll dig the hole. Monday's a public holiday here. I don't even know what it's for. I think it's WA Day. Oh no, it's Queen's birthday. Queen or King's birthday. I don't know if they've renamed it now, but our Royal Show's on, the big fair. So get a holiday for that. Not that we're going, but my folks are coming, or my dad's coming around Monday, because we're going to repaint. I'll go inside pretty soon, I'll show you. But we have to repaint the ceiling in the house, because we had a painter come, but he was a bit dodgy. I got him off Facebook, and yeah, he's just rushed it and didn't do a very good job. I can paint, but I don't like doing it. But I could have done a better job than what he done. But anyway, I used some ceiling paint, good quality ceiling paint, so Dulux I think it was. But it in a couple rooms, I think it was too hot, and it was like pushing 40 degrees those days, and the rooms where he did in the morning come out pretty good, but then as the day got hotter, I think it was just drying way too quickly. The ceiling was too hot, and it's just left stripes everywhere. So I've got some paint, and it's not hot now, so I want to go and paint it before it gets hot again, before summer comes around. So yeah, that'll be good. So Dad said he'd come around, give us a hand with that. And I'll pretty much just keep his paint topped up, and drop sheets, just move drop sheets around really, and he'll just keep painting, keep right with the roller. So there's no cutting in to do, because the actual cutting in's not too bad, it's just in the big open areas you can see it. So he's coming around Monday to do that, and then in between coats we're going to be doing the Tirana. I've got to jack the back end up, and it's a little bit lower on one side. I don't know what the go is there, but not much, but it's just scraping a tyre. So I want to just lift it up, so I've got some 6mm spacers to lift the back end up so it doesn't scrape anymore. I've cut the guards out. It's got big tyres, got 295 tyres with no tubs or anything. It's in the standard spots, so they are probably a little bit too wide for a standard unmodified tub, but they look good, so I don't want to change the tyres, so just raise it up a little bit and it'll be fine. So that's Monday, and then I'm hoping this thing might be dry by Monday and out of the mould, and while Dad's here he can give me a hand putting it in there. So I kind of want that hole for the pond pretty much complete, pump in, everything done before he gets here on Monday, so then that way we can do all that stuff and move this as well, because I don't think I'm going to be able to lift that on my own. That's got 5 bags of concrete, that's 100 kilos there. So yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able, if I try and do it on my own, it's going to break, so I don't want to break it. Yeah, so I'll take you inside anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about with the paint. Hopefully you can still see it. Yeah, I can just see it. You can see the different shades. If I put my torch on, you can't really, you can really see it if you go, you can kind of see it, yeah. It's a bit hard on film, I can see it with my eye, but you can actually see the ceilings look a different colour. One looks like really black compared to that one. I don't know what he'd done. I asked him, I said, did you mix the paint? Did you do this? Did you do that? And yeah. So yeah, we're going to fix it. But you can see it's all stripy from here. Yeah, the whole thing. But yeah, you can really see it there. It's just like almost a different colour. You don't really notice it with the blinds down and all that. You can't see it, but yeah. So we've got to do this room, and I don't really want to. I'm not moving any furniture, and this room as well. You can kind of see a couple bit of streakies. Let's have a look. Nah, not really. But you can see it with your eye, but not with the camera. But yeah, I want to do that room again. This room needs doing for sure. So this is going to be the first room we do, and the kitchen, and this hallway, and then the games room, and then if we've got time, we're going to do our bedroom as well. But I'm not sure yet. I've got enough paint. I should have enough paint. I've got probably about 10 litres all up, so that'd be plenty of paint. So we'll see how we go. But anyway, I'll cut this video here. I reckon that's going to be it for. I'll release this video probably tomorrow. Not that it's a how-to on how to make a mold, because you don't want to do it that way. Forget about everything. So yeah, I'll put this up, and then maybe next week we'll get back into it again. Cheers for watching. Catch you later.